Hello, everybody. Welcome to Joy and Sean here to educate you here a little bit or inspire you or whatever you want to call it. But we're here
Joy,
finally.
why are we taping on a Friday?
I don't know. Oh my gosh. It's called delete the first recording by mistake.
Right. You know what though? But Green Day had American Idiot album in the early 2000s, and that was because they had recorded an album and see all what I say album, recorded a CD or recorded music, and it all got destroyed. So this one, this Joy and Sean show is going to be even better than what we did yesterday. So you're in for a treat.
You're in for a treat here today. We're in like a different mode on a Friday.
Right.
So, but anyways, Sean and I, if you've been following us and some of the things on Facebook, you've been seeing that we're meeting with this people, and these people are calling us now, and it's not like we're running through a list of calling people, because people are calling us. And why is that? Because we've built our funnel. I mean, we've been in touch with these people. We've built these relationships.
Well, so your story about who called you and how long. So tell that story.
Yeah.
Then I remember from yesterday.
I know you remember. Yeah. I mean, it was just like so bizarre. I get this like phone call. Do you send cards? And it's like, well, yeah, sort of. It depends on
survey.
Yeah. Is this a survey? Is this like for real? Well, it turned out it was a salon spa, and they wanted to send like 200 some cards out, and so I walked through how they wanted. Did they want them to? And they did want the bulk because they want to put their own gift certificates in it. So love having that feature right now, all the time, and that type of thing. So after we got decided, she had to go back to the manager, and because she didn't have time to jump on a Zoom, so it wasn't like I could show her anything. So it was like, what do you need? What do you want? Okay, this is what I see, kind of thing. And when we were pretty much done with that portion of it, and I said to her, how did you find me? Or whatever, and she says, you sent us a card. And so it's like, okay, so you don't remember what cards you sent people, So I'm looking at my card history, 2015. I sent them a card.
It just takes some people a lot longer to get it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was just like, oh my gosh, So anyways, hey, that's just what happens. And I know that everybody, I've had more calls this year of people calling me, about doing the cards.
Yeah.
And it's because, Sean and I've been in this for a long time. We've got years of starting and sending cards for the right reasons. Right.
But it doesn't take that long, because I think the postcard program can help you quickly get to that point.
Yes.
Because I've gotten more calls too this year, but I've gotten calls a lot from sending postcards. Okay, all right, dude, that was so cool. How do I do that?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, don't we all want that?
Yeah.
So, it's, like we talked last week, card sending is part of the follow-up process.
Mm-hmm.
And doing it for the right, not trying to get anybody, because then they don't call,
right?
But just doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah,
you're 100% right. I think, in the years that I've been in it as well, I mean, you get your random, I don't want to say random, but, it's not a high percentage of the amount of cards you send in that actually reach out and say, hey, thanks for that card. I mean, you can really get yourself in a real trap thinking, well, we all hear it from some of our newer affiliates. It's like, wow, I sent out 20 cards and I didn't hear from anybody. Well, that tells me you didn't send them out for the right reason.
You got to release them. We've talked about that too.
Yeah, you got to kind of release that a little bit. I said, it's just like the icing on the cake. The cherry on top is if they call you, but I am getting more people making those kind of comments with the postcard program than I ever did with all the cards.
Because I've told my story. I've done Facebook photos on cards for years, as long as we could be able to do it. But there's something about the postcards that those are the people that reach out. So, but it's great. But, and it just shows the quicker you get into that, the more cards you do, the quicker you're going to get people reaching out to you, as long as you follow. Now, that doesn't mean you send out cards and just wait for people to call you. You still have to work your business and keep sharing it with people. But you're right. I mean, it's part of the follow-up, and just whether you the postcard programs you can create. I know you have campaigns, you do follow up. If somebody doesn't sign up, then they go on the campaign for the next 6 months or a year. Uh, or birthdays and half birthdays, even a couple times a year. That's enough for them to remember you. And when they're ready, they're ready. I mean, you can't force anybody into doing it. And I'm sure Joya can say this. I have a couple times and they didn't do anything with it.
Right, right.
Come on, let's just do it today. All right.
Yeah.
And that doesn't work. So
Yeah. Yeah. And I've experienced also, when you're talking to people, if you're not telling Cody's story on how send out cards originally started, regardless of what kind of business they're in, that is such a great segue and a great conversation into the unlimited plan of the postcard program.
absolutely.
And I just this morning I was talking with somebody in the total business. All they wanted to do was 600, campaign cards, and that was it. And it was like, as I'm setting them up or as they're doing whatever, I'm sharing the story about why we get started and what it means about the unexpected card, the prompting and everything. So number one, it became very easy when you started talking about the plans, on the unlimited plan.
Yep.
Why? Because you'd always go back and refer to it, and I mean, it's tell the story.
Well, what did we hear 2 weekends ago when we've hired consultants and these funnels and how do we want to work them? Here's my 2 books. One is Promptings.
Right.
One is about building relationships through business. Which one do they like? They like the business one. Read them both. Which one did they come back with? Oh, we got to do the Promptings thing. So you're right. Whether that's, I just want to do campaigns. I want to put it on autopilot. I've had those people. Great. But you're going to also have unlimited. So and depending on the person, do 1 a week, do 2 a week. And some it's it's going to take a little bit for them to really understand that, well, I've sent 250 cards out for 4 months and I got 2 people say thank you, but I'm doing 2 cards a week that are really personalized, that they almost all thank me or more thank me.
Yeah. Yep.
So you just, it's a learning process for people. But you're right. You got it.
Right.
You have unlimited, might as well do a couple a week.
Yeah. And we are all loving what's happening right now in November, December, because all of our volume is up. And of course, we changed the compensation plan. So it's even really nice. It's even better, right? So, we've got all this coming in, but wouldn't it be nice to have this all year long? So think about what you're doing when you're talking to everybody about that. What kind of seeds are you planting? What kind of conversations are you having? Like, oh, they're going to love this beautiful card that you're going to send. Imagine if you sent them a Groundhog Day card. Imagine if you sent them a St. Patrick's Day card, kind of thing. And just kind of be planting those seeds with people so that they can see, that they can start
set them up for them.
Huh?
I said, and then at least do 4 or 5 months and just say, okay, you did your Christmas card. And then so you got to work it around their month, depending on where they signed up. Well, okay, let's on the 22nd, let's do an after Christmas or a New Year's card. And then January 22nd, let's work on either Groundhog Day or Valentine's Day. And then let's work on St. Patrick's, so got to figure out where they're at. But you're right. I mean, they do have fun doing this, but people expect cards this time of year, not as much as they used to. But you're right. What if you're doing this every month and you're the only one sending them cards?
That's right.
Month in, month out. What kind of impact? I don't care what business you have or what you do. What kind of impact is that going to have on that person?
Exactly.
And they're not a marketing. Now, I would do kind of the 80-20 rule. Most of it's just stay top of mind, but you could put an ask postcard in there or do something where you say, depending on the business, hey, springtime's my big time. Well, let's in February or March, let's ask for the business then. And then we go back to staying in front. So you're right. And then think of continuing that volume. And then next November, December, it goes up another notch and you continue that. And then it could, see how this works?
Yeah. That's how it works. Oh, it's so true. You know, I have an insurance company that every month these top 100 people get some kind of a holiday card from.
Sure.
And we're now beyond like what holidays the St. Patrick's Day. We're now to the I Love Lucy Day on September 22nd, or
Okay.
chocolate chip cookie day on May 15th. I mean, we're into those kind of holidays
Right.
to send to people because they're just totally off the wall. Like, oh, I didn't know that.
Right.
There's a national
And he
taco
sent
day.
me cookies. All right.
Yeah, yeah. I think I've shared this before, but this when it came to the chocolate chip cookie one, in May, and I remember one of my clients saying to me, "Oh my gosh, we wouldn't have room for everybody to come into the office." I said, "You're not gonna," because I worded it like, "Come to our office, get a chocolate chip cookie on chocolate chip
No.
cookie day," and I said, "They're not all gonna come." I said, "But they're all gonna remember
Right.
you did it." I said,
And you
"That's
better
the."
have some fresh chocolate chip cookies just in case some do show up.
Yeah, you do have to have you
Right.
must get a platter, you
Yep.
can always freeze what's left over.
Sure.
But I mean, it's just, I mean, it's that kind of a thing. And then you pepper that in with the postcard program, and you pepper that in with the mind of like, just a couple people. I've come to where I do you follow Facebook? Are you on Facebook?
Right.
So yeah, all the time. I said, I'll bet you every time you look at Facebook, you see 2 or 3 postings from somebody where they posted a picture of something that was
Yep.
important to them. I said, can you imagine if you even took one of those
Right.
every time you're on there, one of those, and threw it on a postcard and made a comment on the back?
Yep.
What would that do?
Yeah, I took 2 this morning. One was this 2 sunrises, 2 different people. Like, oh, those are beautiful. Duh.
I know.
So
Fridge
boom, I
worthy.
just put breathtaking on the back and fridge worthy, and out they go. So I know where they're gonna end up in their house.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Well,
want that real estate.
I have to tell you today, this is a fun one. A She came as a referral under another customer. Now, this customer, she actually, before she's even been my customer, she's an author. She authored a book during COVID of 21 WON. And she interviewed 21 women that kept their business together or changed their business
Cool.
during COVID.
Okay.
Really, really
Nice.
great. And so when she had done that, I had actually taken a picture of her book and sent her an 8x10 card, one of our big cards.
Mhm.
And she had it framed. And I remember one time she was on Facebook, she was doing a live, and she had that behind her in a frame. Well, and she also has used that photo herself to send, and she got an account with me
Okay.
about a month and a half ago. So anyways, one of the authors in the book, one of the people in the book, when she saw the card Kelly sent her, she contacted, she says, "Hey, I know Joy will take care of you, da, da, da," and all that kind of stuff. Well, when I was on the Zoom with her today with that, she had the cutest little tabletop frame with that card in it. It was sitting like right behind her as we were Zooming. And I said to her, I said, Raquel, I said, "Can I see that?" I said, "Can you hold that up?" I said, "I have to get a picture of this, And yeah, she
And how'd
said,
you send her a card with a picture of the card and the
I
crane?
know. Yeah, that's my plan. That's my plan. I mean, you just got to do different things. I mean, it's just so crazy, So, but there's just, I went to an event last night and snapshot some pictures that were a nice event, but you can always find fun captions to put on the back. Those
Absolutely.
kind of postcards are what makes the difference.
Yep.
That's what's going to pull your business together, not just because you're in send out cards, but anybody in business. You're setting yourself up in a different spot than anybody else.
Absolutely.
You
Well,
know,
it's funny. At my BNI meeting this morning, we were live, and we have the divorce attorney every December. He dresses up like Santa Claus to give us 8-minute presentation. And the
okay.
first part is jabbing everybody, like, so he's like, "Sean, so I get as many cards as I do Bed Bath and Beyond coupons." And I'm like, I'm doing my job then. You can't do enough.
Yeah, you can't do enough, and people remember you.
Yep.
Like I say, they just totally do. So it's all good. It's all
All
good.
right.
So hey,
Keep working your business
in
too.
spite of all the people you're helping right now, and in spite of the campaigns, and you getting your own Christmas cards out yourself, whatever, don't stop 3 to 5 a day, 3 to 5 a day, you know, of those, you know, because that is what's going to build you coming into the momentum of next year.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So awesome.
Perfect.
Okay. Well, hey,
Better
have
than
a
yesterday.
wonderful day. See ya. Bye, Sean. Have a good one.
Enjoy.